Okay, good evening, everybody. Mr. Karate, can you please do roll call?
Ms. Raccomando,
Present.
Ms. Borelli, Ms. Ianello,
Present.
Mr. Laurentino,
Present.
Ms. Mahoney,
Here.
Mr. Shearer,
Here.
Ms. Torbic,
Here.
Ms. Traverso,
Here.
Ms. Ottarelli.
Here.
Please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was praying on my phone, didn't ring.
Okay. Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all members of the Board of Education and to the Bergen Record in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, 1975. At this time, would you please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices? And I will turn it over to Ms. Violetti.
Thank you. I will ask my student reps to come on down to the podium so that you could share the notes.
Let's see how much I can eliminate after they told me.
Hi, my name is Carly Montalbano, and I'll be talking about our K through 6 schools. The winter concerts were a great success. The students in the band and chorus performed live for the first time in 2 years, and it was well worth the wait. The Reading Olympics have begun. This program motivates students to read throughout the month of February. Gold, silver, and bronze prizes will be awarded to the top readers in each homeroom. The Kids Heart Challenge is also in motion. Students will participate in lessons and activities to promote heart health during their physical education periods. Wearing red on Friday, February 4th was a great way to bring awareness to this program and to jumpstart the fundraising campaign.
My name is Alishma Khan, and I'll be representing Washington School Early Childhood Center. We were so excited at Washington when all the district administrators came to see our SEL activities in each of our classrooms. Thanks for visiting. We are continuing our clothing studies and learning a lot about how clothes are made and how they are used in different weather.
Hi, my name's Samantha Afgar, and I'll be reading about the middle school high school. The middle school high school SEL committee organized an Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader game during the PE periods on the last day of the marking period. On Monday, January 31st, it was National Bubble Wrap Day. Students were able to pop bubble wrap during their lunch periods to distress. Sealed Air donated bubble wrap to each of the schools. Check out the first semester edition of The Unicorn, Saddlebrook High School's art and literature publication, on the website. Great job by all of the contributors.
Hi, my name is Emma Lee, and I'll be talking about our athletics program. First, congratulations to our competition cheer team for having first place finishes in their last 4 competitions. Keep it up, ladies. Congratulations to senior Gabby Gusiora on being selected as the Saddlebrook High School winner of the National Girls and Women's in Sport Award, sponsored by the NJSIAA. We would like to recognize and thank all of our female athletes, coaches, and teachers, and offer them a huge shout out for all of their hard work, dedication, and commitment to SBHS and our community.
My name is Olivia Lash, and I will be speaking about the curriculum and instruction. Junior student Emma Lee was selected for an internship with Congressman Pascrell. She will work with Congressman Pascrell and his legislative aides and staff while being overseen by Ian Godfrey, who is the outreach coordinator for Congressman Pascrell's office. During her internship, Emma will learn about how a congressional office conducts itself. Some of the work Emma will do includes understanding how bills are written and introduced, how legislators work to represent their constituents, as well as offer services to the public. Teachers of grades 3 to 6 work with Bill Jackson, our math consultant, to incorporate games and skill-based activities to support students in mastering number sentence.
I'm Olivia Buzamita, and I'll be speaking on curriculum and instruction. World Read Aloud Day was February 2nd. Teachers incorporated read aloud activities into their lessons for the day. All 3 elementary schools read the story Catching the Moon by Crystal Hubbard. It is a true story that ties in with social emotional learning, Black History Month, and gender equality. The story's theme is Don't Be Afraid to Dream. Grade 6 English Language Arts teachers worked to unpack the Social Issues Book Club's unit of study for reading. They worked with Ms. D. Bonas to discuss how to launch the unit by setting the stage for conversation and discussion on important topics.
Thank you to my student reps. I also just want to add to that and just say thank you to Sealed Air for the donation of bubble wrap. What a great way to de-stress. And Emma Lee, who was spoken about for selecting an internship with Congressman Pascrell, she is one of our student reps, so congratulations to Emma. I have a couple of announcements before we continue with the meeting. So I wanted to update everybody on the JROTC that we spoke about a couple of months ago. Mr. Osborne, our high school vice principal, did send out a survey to gauge interest. We only had 4 students that did respond to the survey expressing interest in having JROTC in our district. You do need 10% of your student population, which is 507 students, or 100 students in order to bring the program. So we are going to place that on hold for now. I wanted to share that the state did mandate updates to our drill requirements in our school buildings. So you may know each school is required to have 1 fire drill a month and 1 other school security drill. One of the new updates to the law is every time a building has a school security drill, they must notify the parents. They did provide a script, so you'll be receiving the same email from each building every time a school security drill occurs in the building. So it might be a safe shelter in place, a lockdown, evacuation. Those are examples of school security drills. I also wanted to just thank some of the board members who were able to visit Franklin School with me. We visited the gifted and talented classroom there. As at the end of their unit projects, they created a mini golf course, and Mrs. DeBonis joined me, our Director of Curriculum and Instruction as well, and we were able to play a good game of mini golf. It was a lot of fun, little competition. And they did a great job. And then we walked around and saw SEL in action in our elementary building at Franklin School. And as shared by the student reps, our administrators got to visit Washington School to see how they do SEL in the preschool. So it's been a lot of visiting, a lot of fun going on. I also wanted to share that this Friday is PS I Love You Day. And because it's near to dear to heart, I just kind of want to explain what we're going on. I know it started at Smith School and it has since expanded, and this year we're doing it district-wide. So if you go on the PS I Love You Day website, it says our mission is to bring awareness to the importance of mental health and decrease bullying. We strongly believe that by educating students earlier about mental health, the conversation will be easier to discuss, and students will be able to recognize when they or others around them need help. On the second Friday of every February, we encourage communities to wear purple in order to foster kindness and a welcoming environment and educate others that mental health is just as important as physical health. So the second Friday is this coming Friday, February 11th, and we are having a dress down day where all staff and students are invited to wear purple to school that day. I wanted to share too, because as I said, it is near and dear to Saddlebrook, the story of PS I Love You Day and how it started. So I'm going to read from their website so that everybody recognizes the importance of this day and can appreciate why we're wearing purple. On April 23rd, 2010, just 1 week after her 14th birthday, the De Palma family experienced a tragedy. On that beautiful Friday morning, Brooke was dropped off at middle school by her father, Joseph De Palma. Joey was a man who was always smiling, laughing, and was very involved in the community. On her way out of the car, her father said, "I love you," and she said, "I love you back." Little did she know, only hours later, she would be taken out of school and told that her father died by suicide. Brought home to a scene nobody should ever say, she felt let down, lost, and unsure of where to turn. Just 1 month and a day before the De Palma family lost the glue that bonded their family, West Islip lost a high school senior to suicide also. Both these suicides brought the town together and made each person realize just how truly precious life is. However, tragedy should not be the force for togetherness. Togetherness should be the force that ends tragedies. 7 months later, as Brooke was thinking about what she had faced, she remembered the last 3 words her father said to her, "I love you." Brooke took those 3 words, and with the help of her high school's class, club, and family, she created P.S. I Love You Day. P.S. I Love You Day is held every Friday of February, making our next celebration February 11th, 2022. So we hope that you hear nothing but positive messages that make you feel special, loved, and remind you that you are never alone. So that is why we're all wearing purple. I think it's important to always understand why we're having these dress down days and what the meaning behind it is. Sorry, I do have a lot. So that's Friday, February 11th. Monday, February 14th, we are hosting a district-wide dress down day for the graduating classes in each building. So the money dress down for a donation, and the money is going to go towards the preschool graduating class, the 6th grade graduating class, the 8th grade graduating class, and the 12th grade graduating class. It's also the day after the Super Bowl, so it works out really well. Okay, so our third and final strategic planning session is this Tuesday, February 15th. I sent out an email this morning inviting all to come join us. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of productive conversations, and really we go into the classrooms in small groups, and you get to have nice conversations with parents, board members, administrators. So if you're around, if you're available, please come and join us. Pontonian is offering flavors around the world the month of March. This March, we'll be celebrating regions around the world and the flavors they bring to life. Once a week, all month long, various cuisines, tons of flavor. So this is at the middle school, high school by our food service program, Pontonian. Updates on our district goals. Every month of February at this point in the year, we update our community on the goals of the district. So the first goal was our one-to-one Chromebook initiative and for students in grades 5th, 6th, 9th, and 10th. So as I go through the action plan of the goal, we are moving right along with this. We have provided trainings, PD opportunities. We recently purchased Go Guardian so we can monitor the safety of the use of the Chromebooks, and we'll continue with monitoring the usage of the online programs and ascertain what is beneficial to our students and staff and what programs are not, and what we need to bring as we look to expand our one-to-one initiative next school year. The second goal is expanding district wellness. We are participating in teen mental health first aid. We have staff trained in youth mental health first aid and the Nurtured Heart approach. So those are 3 programs that we are bringing into our school district. Some have started, some will take place this spring. And our third goal was transitioning INRS to New Jersey tiered system of supports. That's when we tier our students, where tier 1 is the instruction that all students receive, tier 2 are students that need additional support, and tier 3 are students that need a little bit more intensive support, one-on-one, 5 days a week. This is when we have our interventionists in our elementary buildings. So we hired with our ESSER funds 3 interventionists in each elementary building. Depends on what part of the year we're talking about. Some months it's gone really well. Other months we had pulled those interventionists to cover as substitute teachers in other classrooms. So it's not as smooth as we would have liked it to be, but when they are there and they're able to fulfill their actual job, we're doing a great job with it. So we're looking to see how we can refine it and even improve upon it for next school year. That being said, we do have school data teams in each building, and they're meeting at a minimum at once a month, and they're having productive conversations about our students, and they're reviewing the student progress, the student classwork, the data, and they're really able to kind of hone in on what the students need and have those discussions. So we're moving in the right direction. I'm really proud of where we're going to move to as a district. The other item that we are offering is the SAT prep course. So that survey did go out to parents. Information on how to register is going to come out shortly, and it's going to be an SAT prep. All high school students are invited. There is a fee involved, and it'll be offered after school later on this school year. Governor Murphy's announcement regarding the masks, ending the mask mandate on March 7th. that does not mean that we can end it tonight. So it does need to continue. We need to continue following the executive order until it ends. So it ends on March 7th, and that's when masks will become optional. It is a personal choice. You need to do what works for you and your family, and everyone's expected to be respectful of what everyone's personal choice and decision is. And finally, Mr. Accomando mentioned on Monday, the National Junior Honor Society had their induction. Congratulations to the 9 students that were inducted into the National Junior Honor Society. There's lots of great achievements occurring in Saddlebrook, and we're really excited to celebrate all the good that's occurring. That being said, the next item is the award of the music, right? Okay. It's chorus and band awards. I was asked to share these, so I'm going to go up.
Do we have to move?
Not yet. Do you want to move now? I guess you can move now because we'll have them come up, and then you can stay over there for the presentations.
I thought I had my sweater.
As our board members relocate, we are going to present some awards to our music and chorus program. After that, we are going to have a presentation by Mrs. Coffey on the middle school programming. And after that, Mrs. DeBonis has a presentation on the Start Strong scores and a proposal for work-based learning for next school year. Okay, I will ask Mr. Ortega and Mr. Kuding to come join me so you can present the certificates. I announced them. First, we have 9 students that were accepted into the New Jersey All-State Chorus. So as I call you, you're going to come up and please stand up here, stay up here, so that way at the end we can take a photograph. Okay, congratulations to the 6 singers listed below who participated in an all-virtual experience in the fall as part of the 2021 New Jersey All-State Mixed Chorus. Heidi Nosh. Kaylin Mahoney. Sammy Sanchez. Danny Garcia. Alan Hurtado. Thomas Wojcik. We then have 3 singers that were accepted into the New Jersey All-State Treble Chorus who will be performing in a live concert on February 26th at the NJ PAC in Newark. Isabel Pimentel. Jasmine Ramos. Johanna Ocampo. Not done yet. The New Jersey All-State Symphonic Band member that will be performing in the same concert as the New Jersey All-State Treble Chorus on February 26th at NJ PAC in Newark is Danny Garcia playing the tuba, the first Saddlebrook student in All-State Band. One of the New Jersey Governor's Awards in vocal music is awarded to Kaylin Mahoney, soprano, and we believe that this is the first in Saddlebrook in recent history. She is one of only 4 recipients in the state. Congratulations to all our music award achievees. Stay up here, we'll take a photograph.
Don't be scared. There you go. Back to business. Yeah.
They're off to practice. Okay, next up, we have Mrs. Coffey, who's going to present on the middle school initiatives and programming updates.
Well, while it's warming up, I'll just talk a little bit. So good evening, everyone. Tonight, we're just going to tell you a little bit about the middle school and some new things we have going on this year. And now we can begin. As you know, Mr. Meisch is our principal. I'm the middle school vice principal. Mr. Osborne is the high school vice principal. We have our athletic director, Chris Iannello, and our guidance counselor, Derek Giorgio. We want to make sure that we tend to the physical and well-being of all our students, provide a rigorous, authentic, and comprehensive educational experience, and empower all to grow and contribute. What's new? Recent improvements at the school. So we want to prioritize mental health. We've had a lot of SEL activities. We have a new SAC counselor. We have Thrive Alliance Group, mental health, and SEL days. They're really important to our students because, as you know, because of COVID and all of the isolation that they've had, it's really important for us to nurture and get them back out there and get them used to being with their peers. So we've been doing a really good job with that. And I thank Ms. Violetti for letting us have all of these programs, and the board, obviously. Rewards program. This is happens to be my little baby that I've created. So what we're doing is we're finding that sometimes we need a little bit of incentive to do the right thing or behave and encourage it, right? Especially in middle school, it's that transition age. It's really hard for them. They're transitioning so many things, hormonally, physically. It becomes a lot for them. So what we did is we created a merit system, and it's in the Genesis program. So you do something good. It could be holding a door. It could be helping somebody without asking. And then you would get a merit. A teacher will say, oh, I'll reward you 4 merits for that, 2 merits for that, right? The bigger the deed, the more merits you get. We have, I don't know if you've seen it, but when you leave tonight, if you go to the right, there's a door there, and it's the merit market. And in the market, we have all sorts of items you can get. So depending on how many merits you have, you can cash them in for an item, a gift card. We have backpacks. We have T-shirts. And that being said, if you have anything you'd like to donate to give us for the merit market, please do. Okay, this year we've started Students Against Destructive Decision Making. It's a new club. We've started just with the adults for right now. We're inviting kids later in the year. We're still getting to know what it is for ourselves and what we're going to be doing. So it's not off the ground yet, but we're getting it started. And now, this year is the first year that we have honors for all core classes in the 8th grade. So we have honors language arts, math, science, and social studies for the first time. In May, we're looking to have an academic showcase. So it'll look something like an academic fair where we will showcase all of the academic areas and the electives, and they'll show all the great things they're doing. Like in social studies, they're doing the ancient civ autopsies. Students will be there to present and show you all the great projects and wonderful things they're doing. So that's going to be exciting. Depending on the weather, we might have it outside, and depending on COVID, whether or not we have it indoors or outdoors, and depending on the projects that are going to be displayed. So a lot of depending. Middle school core classes and programs. Math. So our math program currently, I think some of you know, we were using Connected, but because of COVID, we had to kind of put that on the back burner because it's lots of cooperative learning. So we're using Connected and the NJCTL combined for now. And that might continue depending, we're gonna see what works best for our students. ELA, we use a combined program of Readers and Writers Workshop and novel-based learning so that they get ready to transition into the high school. Science, we have adopted SEEP Up. It's a great lab-based program, and the students and teachers are really enjoying it. Social studies, we do our document-based questions, our DBQs, so we have continued that. And again, it's really enhanced the academic rigor of our programs. And we have SEL with Mr. Giorgio. Those of you who know him, he's wonderful. He does all sorts of activities. He goes into the lunchroom and he meets with the students almost every day, talks to them about how their day is going, encourages them to talk to kids that they've never spoken to before, make new friends. Just the other day, he did a great activity during the gym classes. He brought them into the caf, and I know lots of you probably have done this, the toothpaste activity, right? So what you do is you squeeze out a little bit of toothpaste out of a tube, and it could say you may be giving somebody a compliment, or you might say something that's not so nice, right? You might say, well, I really don't like that outfit today, and they squeezed out a little bit of toothpaste. Not so nice, right? All right. Well, you know what? I really like that outfit you have on. We squeezed it out. The whole point was they squeezed it out, right? And at the end, they showed them all those words. Some were nice, some weren't, right? Can you put them back into that tube? No, right? So sometimes you want to say how, even though we say that bad words or hurtful things won't hurt us physically, they really can have a real toll on us emotionally. And it's really important for them to understand that. And I wish some of you were there to see it. It was really a great lesson, and the kids really got it. All right. Mike, it's not moving. Okay. I think he was messing with me. New to this year, physical education, we now offer competitive gym classes. So what they do is you go into a gym class and you have the option. You can do regular gym if you just want to kind of learn how to do the activity and you're really not that competitive a person, or you can choose to go to a different area where you can go with the more competitive kids or somebody that might already know that sport really well, so they want to do it a little bit differently where you're not sitting and learning the rules. So I think that's really great, and the kids are really enjoying it, and it's not just for kids that are already on teams, so it gives them that opportunity to be competitive but not have to be on a team. Our electives, we have instrumental music, computers, STEM and STEAM, art, media and public history, Latin, and Spanish. And then we thought it would be nice if you see some of our students in action, so we just have some pictures for you. That's STEM and STEAM, that's our math program, choir, chorus, and band. And that's the toothpaste activity right there in the middle. And that's what I was talking about with the Agent Civ autopsies. And our student activities, we have grown a bit. The ones in purple are new to this year. That's why they're in purple. So the game club is new this year. The kids absolutely love it. They actually do old school board games and video games, or any game that they want to bring and try. The STEAM club is new this year, and that actually originated, a bunch of 11th graders came to our middle school STEM teacher, Mr. Villarreal, and asked him if he would help them start the club. And I thought that was great. So it's actually started by students. So it's 7 through 12, and it's really taken off. That probably will be the big kicker of our science fair this year. And tennis club is new. It's Miss Militello. And our homework help and academic assistance are new. Homework help we have every day after school except for Monday and Friday. Academic assistance is by invite only, and that's what Ms. Violetti was talking about earlier with the tiered support system. So that's for Tier 2 and Tier 3 students. National Honor Society and peer tutoring we've had over the years, and everything else in yellow we've had. And there's my information, and thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Coffey. You can stay up here in case anyone has any questions. We wanted to highlight our middle school. Sometimes they get overlooked being part of the larger building, and there's lots of good things occurring at our 7th and 8th grade side of the building. We want to make sure we highlight it. Do you have any questions for Mrs. Coffey before we move on to the next presentation? Thank you, Mrs. Coffey. So next up, Mrs. DeBonis is going to share the results of our Start Strong assessments taken at the beginning of the year, and then going to transition into sharing information about our work-based learning program that we are going to start implementing next school year. Mrs. DeBonis is our Director of Curriculum and Instruction that she started in December, I want to say. So welcome, congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so first Board of Ed presentation in Saddlebrook. So I have to get the butterflies out. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to be presenting tonight on the Start Strong data and then sharing with you what we're proposing for work-based learning for next year. And when I say we are proposing, it's been complete collaboration where we've been working with the guidance counselors, and I've been meeting with the high school principal and vice principal and trying to figure out what's best for our students. Okay. So this is what we're going to be listening to tonight: an overview, then a district analysis of the scores, school analysis, demographic analysis, and then the proposal. So Start Strong assessment, there's the who, what, when, where, why, and the who was students in ELA, grades 4 through 10, then students in mathematics, grades 4 through 8, algebra 1, geometry, and algebra 2, and then science, grades 6, 9, and 12. What was it? It was an online assessment of the previous year's academic standards. So normally we have state testing and the students are tested on the standards that they're currently learning. However, this wanted to look at deficits that may exist because of the COVID-19 closures and online learning. So that's why they were tested on the previous grade level standards. It took place in the fall of 2021, and it took place in Smith School, Franklin School, Long School, and the middle school, high school. And what it gave us was a data point to support curriculum and instructional planning. So if we look at this data, I'll be honest with you, it's not a great picture. But it's not a great picture statewide, and it's not anything we didn't already know. So when I walked in here in December and started looking at all the data that we had from our Linked assessments and reading level data and all the assessment tools that we had in practice in September and October for our students, this just solidified what we already knew. We knew that gaps existed in curriculum. We knew that virtual learning really hit our math and science areas harder than it hit ELA, just because of lots of different things that we'll talk about as I go through the slides. But I will say that, and we'll get there later, we have a great plan in place and we're already seeing lots of growth. So if we look at this, this is the breakdown of ELA for grades 4 through 10. The way that the data was broken down was a student may need strong support, some support, or less support. So that's how they broke it down for us. So this is just a nice little bar graph. And as you can see, in ELA, grade 4, we saw that more students needed extra support than in the other grades. And if you really think back, those were the students that were emerging readers when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. They were in second grade, they were learning, just getting ready to be readers, and then we had a shutdown. So not surprising that we're seeing the biggest discrepancy in grade 4. This is what district-wide the math looks like. And again, grades 4 through 8, algebra 1, geometry, and algebra 2. I'll go to this because I just like the graphic better. You can see that a lot of areas where students need a lot of support. And we ask ourselves why. Well, math instruction was not what math instruction should be because we were virtually learning. There was no manipulative use. We couldn't share manipulatives. Kids couldn't have hands-on number experience, right? And it became more computation-based instruction rather than process and analysis of math skills. So now that we're back in the building, we can do all of that. And we are seeing these strides being made by kids because they just need to be here. right? They need to be with us. The other issue with math is that a lot of times you'll be in a math classroom and you'll see students will be working out a problem, and the teacher will walk over and they'll assist them and they'll see where the mistakes are. In virtual learning, that was impossible, absolutely impossible to do. So the interventions that normally happen on a daily basis were not happening. This is the science data, again, grades 6, 9, and 12. Same thing. Science is lab-based. Science is hands-on. If we look at NGSS standards, which were renamed to NJSLS science, they are all inquiry-based. If you can't use hands-on teaching methods to teach inquiry-based standards, we're going to have kids that are going to show that they need more assistance in those areas. So this is the school analysis. So it's building-based. You can see where Smith, Long, and Franklin ended up. And the reason that you're just seeing the 3 schools is because it's an elementary picture. This would be for language arts grade 5. And then this is math for grade 4. Math for grade 5. The science scores, all telling us all those same things that we see in the district picture. This is just Smith School, looking at the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders and how they did in language arts. Again, needing strong support, some support, less support. Same thing for math. And then for science. And then we look at Long. And when you look at this data, the elementary schools really did fall in line with one another. The results were very, very similar between the buildings. Which for us, for curriculum and instruction, tells me, being new, that we really are on the same page, and that's great. And then this is Franklin's picture. Math and science. And then they break it down by demographics. So we're looking at by race. The categories are Asian, Black, Hispanic, other, white, and then all students. So you can see the demographic breakdown for the elementary schools, the middle school, high school, and then all grades together. And I always like this snapshot because I think it's very interesting. However, for this assessment, our predominant race is white, so they needed the most assistance because they're the largest group. Usually with NJSLA data, because we're not really looking at gaps, we're looking at current standards, we'll see pictures that will say like, okay, this will tell me that my Hispanic group of students is really struggling, and how do we attend to their needs? But this is really reflective of what's the greatest population that we have. So you can see that here, the breakdown. Same thing for math. And then this is for the science. And again, you can see that our kids, no matter what their race was, really had a hard time with virtual learning. This is by gender. So the categories there, female, male, and then unknown. So those are students that are not identifying with either. And you'll see the breakdown again, elementary, middle school, high school, and then all grades. And you can see that for ELA, the male population seems to need a little more support than the females. And then you'll see that systematically through this with mathematics, pretty even, which is also interesting. If you look at data a lot, usually the male population is doing a lot better. And then for science, again, pretty even with where they're falling. Okay. This is what the state considers our subgroup population. So students with 504s, our English language learners, our special ed students, and our general ed students. And again, looking at who needs strong support, some support, and less support. So you can see here, again, what we already knew. Our ELL students and our special ed students really had a difficult time with virtual learning. It was not easy for them. Modifications that needed to happen to support them in the learning process really couldn't happen over the computer. So unfortunately, they really suffered. And we see that in math, as well as ELA, and then we see that again in science. So that's dim and grim, but what are we doing? What are we doing? And I have to tell you, because I'm new to the district, we are really doing a lot here, a lot to support these students. So what are we doing with curriculum? District level curriculum planning. We're reconsidering, we're looking at prerequisite concepts and skills. How are we supporting our students? Where are the biggest deficits and how can we support them in the classroom? What professional development can we provide our teachers to really incorporate skill-based instruction? Evaluating scope and sequence based on the distribution of student support needs. So what does that mean? Well, that means that maybe in math, we need to start moving things around. And we've been having those conversations. Maybe we need to insert some units or some lessons that are really going to support the deficits that we're seeing in the classroom. Provide professional learning supports for differentiation and scaffolding based on student results. So math was really hit hard, as you saw by that data. Well, our middle school, high school teachers are going to conquer math. They're loving it. They're learning tons with Nancy Schultz. She's incredible. And our elementary teachers, as the students reported before, are working with Bill Jackson. The company is called Enjoy Math, and they are working on just that. Games, center activities, skill-based activities that they can incorporate K through 6 in the classroom. What are we doing with our teachers? How are we supporting them? Well, we're engaging them in a process of regularly monitoring student performance. That's our data teams. The teachers are working with our interventionists, and we're looking at data to make sure that kids are constantly growing. Establishing a continuum of supports and interventions for students based on data. So we're not just throwing programs at them. We're looking at things that really work and are really going to support them and help them achieve the standards that they're mandated to achieve by the end of this year. Focus instructional planning time and analysis of data to enhance student engagement and learning. The way that this district has tiered out the meeting times for teachers is so beneficial. They're meeting with one another constantly. They're talking about data. They're talking about planning. And then what are we as an administrative team doing? Well, we're developing and using existing problem-solving teams to provide data-driven decision-making to promote positive student outcomes. So we're looking at the data. We're looking at, right now, our students are taking Linkit Form B. We're looking at that data to make sure that there's growth happening in the classrooms. Allocating time and resources to instructional planning and PLCs, working with our teachers to provide them with material that's going to help them wrap their heads around what it is they need to do to get our kids to where they need to be. And then enhance intervention services and frameworks. And that is what our interventionists are doing at the elementary school, why we have the homework club in place and all these interventions to support these students. And what are we using? So Linkit Form A, B, and C. Start strong. So Linkit Form A, B, and C, I can already tell you, they're not finished with it yet. Teachers literally have been blown away by what they're seeing on Form B. So if you're not familiar with Linkit, it's a benchmark assessment that's a growth model. So the idea is that students are tested on their grade level standards in September, October when they take Form A. We expect that the scores are going to be pretty low. But as we're teaching, we should start to see growth. And teachers have literally, when we've been walking through, stepping back and saying, I cannot believe how well they're doing. So what does that tell us? It tells us kids need to be in school. They need teachers. And teachers need assistance in supporting them. And that's exactly what we're doing. New Jersey tiered systems of support. We're transitioning to that. We're working out the kinks. There's a lot of students that we're concerned about right now, just because there's gaps. And we're looking at data and we're looking at recommendations from teachers and really trying to put plans in place that will benefit these students so that we can start pulling back these supports, because eventually they're not going to need them, right? We just have to get them over this hump. Provide meaningful and engaging instruction, increasing access to technology. Mrs. Violetti talked about that before with our one-to-one initiative. I can also tell you that we attended Texpo, and we have different vendors that are going to be coming in and sharing things with our district that would really be wonderful if we could get them, but really increasing access to technology, providing social emotional learning opportunities. I've been meeting with the SEL committee, and it's really helping our students. They have to learn how to be in a building again. They have to learn how to be citizens, right, in a building, how to get along with one another. So now my favorite exciting part. So work-based learning. So what is it? Well, it's formerly option 2, and it is a way for us to provide students with experiences that will really help guide them in what they want to do post-graduation from high school. So recently, maybe a year ago, the state changed what used to be called structured learning experience to what is now called work-based learning. So it's the same thing, just a new name. So what do we offer here? We offer college experience, which is phenomenal. So students are able to enroll and take college-level courses while they're still in high school and get credit for them. So we have a lot of kids that do this. What we're proposing is that we continue with the current program that we have, which includes virtual high school, EduSeer, and actual college courses at local colleges. And we keep the current criteria of GPA. So what we're looking to do is revise all the criteria for our programs. This one, we're going to try and keep, because the way it looks on paper, our students that really want to take these college courses, they're able to. Career exploration. Right now, we offer unpaid experiences. Well, we're going to start doing paid and non-paid internships for students. What a great way for students that want to branch out into business to start working in high school and get credit for it. Community outreach to expand opportunities. So one of the things that I'm putting together is a proposal to send out to the community of Saddlebrook to say, hey, we have kids that really want to work. What can you help us with? Who's willing to take on these students and teach them about this business? I have a student currently in the program that's working with a masonry company and is so excited about this opportunity. So really playing to students' passions and allowing them to explore that before they leave here. So revising the criteria for acceptance. With the criteria we currently have, there's a lot of students that aren't eligible because of GPA. But it's those students that need this experience more than anybody else. So we're willing to work with them and get them into these experiences, and then have an on-site coordinator, which would be me, who visits these students in these experiences and meets with their employer and talks with them about how the student is doing and works with them throughout the process. Monthly meetings, just like in a college environment where you have like your freshman orientation class and you have monthly conversations and discussion points, students would do that. They would come together if they were part of this program and talk about what their experiences are. And then they get ideas of other things. So maybe I have one student that's in masonry and one student that is working at a doctor's office. And this kind of turns this other student's head to say, you know what, I love working with my hands. Maybe I want to try this out. And incorporating the SAIL program. So our SAIL program is a special needs program. They're amazing students, and we can get them out into jobs and having work experience. So we're working on doing that. Teachers assistants. So right now we have a lot of students that want to be TAs. They love it. They love working with their teachers. What we're trying to do is really hone in on students that want to be educators. So one of the programs that Rider University offers is called Tomorrow's Teachers. We've already been in contact with them. They give you the full curriculum for the year, and students learn like an intro to teaching course so that they can decide that that's really what they want to do before they go into college for education and then realize, whoops, not what I thought it was going to be. And with that program is a chapter called New Jersey Future Educators Association, which allows students to actually be student members of the NJEA. So they get to go to conferences, they get to go to workshops. And then paired with this would be the work-based learning where they would be teacher mentors and paired with teachers. So if I have a student that wants to be an elementary ed teacher, that's what they really want, they can be placed at Washington School and work with the preschool for a little while. And then we'll move them into one of the elementary schools. So we want them exposed to all avenues of education. We want them to shadow a principal for the day and see what goes on, sit with a guidance counselor and see if that's where they want to go. And then we have alternate PE. We have a great alternative PE program. We have a lot of athletes that take part in this. One of the things that we don't have, which we're going to expand to, is some of our students do incredible things outside of here. Martial arts, gymnastics, where they're in the gym 5 days a week, they compete. Dance, where they're on competition dance teams. These kids can get credit for that. So this is something that we're going to expand and offer. So they can get credit for these amazing things that they do outside of Saddlebrook. So very exciting things. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
So Nicole DeBonis here, you can keep that. She has hit the ground running. So when I tell you she does not run away from problems, there's a problem, she runs to it. She problem solves with the teacher. She's leading these teacher meetings. I hopped into one of her meetings the other day with principals. I literally in the middle of the meeting was like, I just want to hug you. Just want to hug you. There's so many great things happening. We couldn't be more excited. The Start Strong reports, we will post them on the website as required. So if you want to go through the slides a little bit further, as well as the work-based learning, we will share all that. It's on the agenda for approval this evening. So any questions for Mrs. DeBonis?
Which one, the work-based learning one or the regular, the Start Strong? The option 2. Yeah. Yes. How is that different from what we have now?
I just want to repeat so everyone can hear. So the question is, how is this different from what we currently have?
Okay, so option 2 is an umbrella. It's a giant umbrella. And option 2 just means that you're giving students an option outside of traditional coursework to earn credit. So what we offer right now are those 4 areas. What we're trying to do with those, and those really are the only 4 areas that you can offer. What we're trying right now to do is expand those offerings so that students have more options. Right now, well, we've expanded already a little bit, but we only had a couple of students that were a part of work-based learning because they weren't getting paid for it. And they're saying, well, if I'm not going to get paid, why am I going to go do this? Why am I going to go apprentice at Target when I can get paid at Target? So we're trying to work with them to do that. And the other thing that we're noticing, and this was a big thing, is a lot of our students want to work. They're ready to move on. They may not be 4-year college-bound students. They may not be 2-year college-bound students. They want to go into trades. And we can start supporting them in that work and get them out into the field with hands-on experiences, help them make connections so that when they leave here, they might be employed, which is phenomenal. And right now, we don't have the capabilities to do that. We don't have the outreach. We need to get the outreach. We need to start pairing up with businesses. I actually got a phone call the other day from a business in Saddlebrook already. It's like, we want kids to come work with us. Send them over. So, I mean, it's just, I think as the word gets out there, there's a lot of high schools that do this. I mean, if you look on websites, Cresskill High School is one that pairs kids with neurosurgeons. Like they're sitting and watching surgeries. We can do that. We can offer that to our kids. We just have to make it happen. We have to have the outreach. So that's why we're fine-tuning what we already have to give our kids more experience. It could be, if that's what the student decides. It could be. It would be semester-based. Yeah, so it could change from one semester to the next. Yes. Yep. And they can also take regular coursework and then decide for the spring they want to do this or the opposite. They may want to do a semester of something in the fall and then in the spring take their 2.5 credit elective. But what we're trying to do is not have kids sit in electives they don't want to be in just because we don't have anywhere to put them. You know, if I'll bring up the construction thing. If I want to go into construction, I don't want to sit in ceramics. I really don't. So we're trying to give our students the avenues where they can excel and be excited every day. Yeah.
Before I forget, I just want to tack on that one of the professional development workshops being approved on tonight's agenda is also Nicole DeBonis attending the training to supervise work-based learning, the paid option. So just so that you're aware.
The question was, how is this going to be communicated to our students? So we already have a plan in place that by the first week in March, we're going to meet with the juniors, the student body first. And then after meeting with the students, we're going to have a parent night to bring in those parents so that they can hear our proposal and hear what we're going to offer. And then the counselors and Mr. Maish and myself will be working to come up with these placements. Some students already come with placements. They already say, I already work in this field, or I have a contact here and I want to do this. And we just make it happen through, the forms that they have to fill out and things like that. Yeah. What was it? Oh, car detailing. Yeah. Another student came to me and, asked, they want to go to beauty school when they leave here. Can we set them up with a salon? Well, yeah, we just have to find one that's willing to take on a student, and again, with word of mouth, businesses will take on these kids, even if it's for a short period of time. Yes. Only for seniors. Yeah, we kind of talked about offering it to juniors. However, it's logistics. How do they get there? It's, yeah. So right now, just for seniors until we can figure out something different. Yes. We're hoping. So the question was, do we think that less students might go to tech and come here for high school? And that's the hope. And the other thing I wanted to mention as well is we put out a survey to the 8th grade parents. We're hoping to open an aviation program here where students will track through from grade 9 through 12. And when they finish the program, they can sit for the test to take their pilot's license for small planes. And then they get a drone. They can sit for the drone license as well. So we actually had great feedback from parents. So we talked to them today, signed documents, and it looks like we'll be implementing that next year. So we're really trying to build programs for students of today, because students of today are very different than students of 5 years ago and 10 years ago. And drones are a big deal, and you can make a lot of money flying drones. It is, and we've Mrs. Violetti and I talk a lot, and one of the things that we talked about was that what we see COVID has done for our students is open their minds again to, there is a world where I can be very successful in the trades and in the arts, rather than, it's not just about business. It's not just about going to school, to go get an MBA. It's about what you love. And when you love something, you can be very successful. So that's what we're trying to do. Ah, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. DeBonis.
Cold in here now.
Awesome. I am really excited about this.
Okay, thank you again, Mr. Bonus, Ms. Coffey, Ms. Violetti.
Test.
Mr. Maish. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Karate, you're up.
I can't follow all that stuff. You kidding me?
Give it a
I
go.
don't have exciting stuff. I'm involved in the with people like I'm involved in the audit right now in the budget, which I did make a lot of notes on those presentations with some dollars there too. I think we'll have to talk about that. But yeah, all I'm working right now is the budget and the audit, so I have nothing else to report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Karate. Okay. This mask, I'm sorry. I'd like to open the meeting for agenda items and policies only. If there's anyone wishing to speak. Motion.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed over here? No. Okay. Anybody wish to speak tonight
On agenda item.
on agenda items only? No good. Okay. Motion to close for public comment.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay. Board action items.
You.
B 2122.31 to .33. I was just reading that bottom one. Can I get a motion? Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any roll call, I'm sorry. Doi.
Okay. Ms. Ionello,
Yes.
Mr. Laurentino,
Yes.
Ms. Mahoney,
Yes.
Mr. Shearer,
Yes.
Ms. Torbic,
Yes.
Ms. Traverso,
Yes.
Ms. Otterelli,
Yes.
Ms. Borelli, Mr. Raccomando.
Yes. Okay. Ms. Torbic?
So at the recommendation of the superintendent, I make a motion to approve the following items: E2122.37 to E2122.47.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
She made the
Motion.
Second.
Motion's,
Second.
my bad.
Yes.
Okay. Roll call, Mr. Friday?
Ms. Ionello,
Yes.
Mr. Laurentino,
Yes.
Ms. Mahoney,
Yes.
Mr. Shearer,
Yes.
Ms. Torbic,
Yes.
Ms. Traverso,
Yes.
Ms. Otterelli,
Yes.
Ms. Borelli, Mr. Raccomando.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Shear?
Okay, at the recommendation of the superintendent, I make a motion to approve the following items: F2122.61 through F2122.70.
Second, please.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, I have a question. Just on .67, is that the thing you were talking about with the, you had a vendor approval or something like that?
Yes, the
Okay.
attorney was reviewing the other day.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so these bids went through. This is our, I think our third time bidding for this project. So finally, everything was in order. We're accepting the one bid that complied, and we'll move forward and hopefully get the equipment in by the summer.
Perfect. Okay, roll call.
Ms. Einello?
Yes to all, but I'm going to abstain from check numbers 141, 461, then check numbers 60809, and that is an item number 0.61.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to abstain from item 0.68.
Okay, Mr. Laurentino?
Gonna say yes to all, but under F2122.61, I will abstain from checks number 178 and 498.
Ms. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Shearer?
Yes.
Ms. Torbic?
Yes.
Ms. Traverso?
Yes.
Ms. Zattarelli?
Yes to all except under F2122.61. I'm abstaining from check 60792.
Ms. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Accomando?
Yes. Okay, Mr. Laurentino?
At the recommendation of the superintendent, I make a motion to approve the following items. P2122.4, approve the first reading of the following policy and regulation. P5511 and R5530.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Einello?
Yes.
Mr. Laurentino?
Yes.
Ms. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Shearer?
Yes.
Ms. Torbic?
Yes.
Ms. Traverso?
Yes.
Ms. Zattarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Accomando?
Yes.
There's no negotiations.
Okay, so we'll go to personnel.
Yeah.
At the recommendation of the superintendent, I make a motion to approve the following items. P2122.59 through P122.65.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call, Mr. Cardy.
Ms. Einello?
Yes to all, but I'm going to abstain from P2122.62, item numbers 1 and 2.
Okay, Mr. Laurentino?
I'm going to say yes to all, but I'm abstain on P2122.64.
Ms. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Shearer?
Yes.
Ms. Torbic?
Yes.
Ms. Traverso?
Yes.
Ms. Zattarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Accomando?
Yes. Okay. Committee reports, we'll go with Mr. Shear.
All right, thank you. So we had our third budget meeting just before, and it was, very informative. Mrs. Violetti has walking us through plans for a possible expansion to the middle school and the ideas of forming its own building, possibly attached to this one. So we were talking about that. Mr. Karate walked us through the cafeteria because there is additional funds in the cafeteria account or the food services account. So some ideas in terms of how we can update the cafeteria. And just going through the budget today for next year, we are actually under cap, which is awesome. So there are some things, some teachers, new positions that we'd like to continue for next year. So looks pretty good.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shear. Mr. Laurentino.
Oh, for policy?
Yes, sir.
I didn't realize we skipped negotiations. Yeah, the policy
Sorry.
committee met, and obviously we voted our first readings tonight on the main one would be the uniform policy and some changes. that we are making there, allowing for the PE close all day, or all times in the school.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lorentino.
Can I just say, we hope to be starting negotiations soon?
Okay, yes. Thank you, Ms. Ottarelli. Any liaison reports?
I have one, I have one.
Okay, Ms. Torbick.
Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is the Education Foundation. So they had their first meeting, and they are looking to continue to contribute to Project Graduation, the 6th grade and 8th grade trips. They're also going to be getting out their grant applications probably somewhere around April or May for our teachers. And they're hoping to get those back, the recipients picked by June so that they'll have their money for the next school year. They've decided this year that they're not going to host the 5K. They're changing it up a little bit. And I got an update on my way here. So excuse me while I pull my phone back up because of course it shut down just as I was about to read it. So instead of doing the 5K, they're going to be doing a dinner dance. So it'll be held on April 30th. It's going to be called the Saddlebrook Education Foundation Spring Fling. It'll be at the VFW. Tickets will be $60. It'll be a full buffet dinner with beer and soda included, and there'll be a band. Turned Up is the name of the band, which I believe you all know who that is.
Tuned Up.
Is it tuned? It says turned here. Sorry, it was a typo. So that was their biggest thing that they've kind of changed that up because I know they usually do the 5K. They also discussed that they'd like to incorporate the walkathon into the wellness fair next year because they think that that would be a good fit. And their next meeting will be either later this month or the beginning of March. I also have a PTO.
We'll do those next.
You want to wait? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
No, thank you.
I have PTO one, so.
Oh, so we both have PTO on, so.
Okay, me too. Ms. Ottarelli, what do you have on liaison stuff?
I did go to the township meeting. There was really nothing earth-shattering. Well, other than the fact they're talking about putting in marijuana dispensaries, but
Oh, boy.
yeah, there's nothing final yet
It's a
on
new
that.
world. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Ms. Ianella, with your PTO, please.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. All right, so I am reporting for the high school, middle school PTO. The next meeting is going to be on March 14th. It's via Zoom. It's going to be at 7:30. So Mr. Meisch will send out the link. They are right now gathering or hoping to gather items to raffle off and give away for Teachers Appreciation Week, which is May 2nd through the 6th. Last year, they gave out lots of gift bags, gift cards anywhere from $5 to $50, candy, Lululemon, leggings, makeup bags, candles, what else? Bog bags. So this was all from donations. So they're asking for anyone who is willing to donate to the cause. They would really appreciate it, as well as for any vendors or ideas, food vendors from town, if anybody would like to donate. I believe last year they had fed the teachers every day. Maybe you have lunch one day or breakfast, and then they think they did a candy bar another day. So it was a really very nice way of honoring the teachers and celebrating them. And for someone who doesn't have that in her school, it's really nice. I would have loved to have been here. So I think they even did.
The signs were awesome.
Yeah,
The sign out front.
So, thank you to everyone who participated last year, and if anybody would be willing to help out, it was greatly appreciated. Also, too, thank you to the Education Foundation for teaming up so that they donated the Falcon mascot, and he will be wardrobe pretty soon. So that's something to look forward to.
Thank you.
Okay.
How about Ms. Traverso? How about we do?
Hi, okay, thank you. I did reach out to Long School, and they are happily getting themselves ready to get their spring tricky tray ready. It'll be held in June. I believe it's at the Fiesta. I don't have the actual date. but I know they've been on hold a while because of our friend COVID-19, but they were very happy to announce that they'll be going forward with this one.
Thank you so much.
Franklin.
Franklin?
I have Franklin.
Okay, and I think Ms.
Washington.
Storbeck has Washington too, so should be a quick one.
Mine is not going to be as quick as you think.
It's long?
It's a little bit, yeah. You want to go first?
I don't care.
Okay.
Okay, well, Franklin School had their PTA meeting last night. They're hosting 2 Devils games. One is 3-6, the other is 4-3. They're doing a tricky tray, which is going to be at the Fiesta on May 4th. They're looking for donations of baskets or anything else that you would like to donate. If you have something to donate, please contact Sarah Milnicki, Christy Zottarelli, or Kelly Post. I call her Post. Whatever. Okay, now 2/11, this coming Friday, they're celebrating PS I Love You Day. They're asking everyone to wear purple. They're also doing a dollar sale outside on the blacktop for roses or little things for students to buy for Valentine's Day for their parents. Everything is $1. It'll be outside on the blacktop. They're encouraged to wear purple. They're also doing a Super Bowl activity event, which they've been collecting dry boxed goods as well as canned goods, and it's between Mr. Rogers and Mr. Melissa. And whatever team you chose, the loser gets pied in the face. So they're doing really good with filling up the food pantry on that. On Monday, 2/14, it's dress down day. It's $1. Wear red. It's for all the graduating classes. On 2/25, they're going to have an oral health Zoom assembly. On 3/2, they're going to do Read Across America. They're also doing an entire month of Reading Olympics, and the winners, there will be 3 winners in each class, a silver, gold, and bronze, and the PTO is going to be donating Scholastic Bucks money for the winners. They're looking forward to the spring musical preview. And as far as the Kids Heart Challenge, hard copies went home on 2/8. They're going to let it run through 2/22. And the 6th grader, all the 6th grade fundraisers will help to pay for their trip. It's not an overnight, but it is an all day, their picnic and their yearbooks.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Storbeck.
Okay, so mine is kind of a combined, I attended the PTO meeting for Washington last night, but I also attended their playground committee meeting. So it's kind of a meshed thing. All of the PTO events that they're doing this year, the money is going to go towards the playground. So that's why I'm kind of putting it together.
Okay, thank you.
So the first thing that they have coming up is that they're going to be selling hot chocolate bombs for St. Patrick's Day, which they'll launch on the 14th of February, and they'll have them delivered by March 16th. They said to watch for the flyer and backpack, so it may actually be there already. They're also looking in March to hold a fundraiser with Original Works, which some people may know that because they said that Smith School does it every year, I believe, where the kids create art with the art teacher, and then the parents.
Oh, Jesus. What was
the parents can go on the website for the company, and they can buy products with their children's artwork on it. So they can buy mugs and calendars and things like that. So they're going to be doing that. Read all that. Just want to make sure I said everything. Okay, so just so everyone knows that the fundraising committee for Washington, the chair is Erica Van Eck. So if you have any questions or if you would like to get involved, they're looking for more people to get involved with the committee. You can reach out to her. She's the occupational therapist over at Washington. They have already started getting donations. We got about $4,400 already, so we're on our way. And there is a GoFundMe page started. I'm not sure how you're going to find that out. It was sent to me in an email. So I guess if you would contact Ms. Van Eck, she'll give you the information for that. But they're looking for people. They created committees at the meeting for different ways to reach out to the community, to corporations, so they have committees and they're looking for people to help out with that. So anyone who's interested should reach out to her.
Okay, thank you very much. I also have one for Smith, but if I could, I would like to, if I can, congratulate Mr. Shear and his wife with the new addition. Congratulations. And Mr. Mike Marr on his prenuptials, upcoming prenuptials. You go, Mikey. And okay, here we go. Let me get you my update here. Okay, Smith School just wrapped up a Super Bowl dips fundraiser and had restaurant night at Grumpy's Pizza. The next restaurant night is at Panera on February 17th, and they're also going to be starting their annual Gertrude Hawk sale this month. And thanks for donations from parents to the 6th grade, was able to get Bendy pencil Valentine's Day gifts for every student at Smith School. They will deliver the pencils on Valentine's Day. And just as a reminder, like everyone else said, Monday is dress down day to support graduations. And their next meeting is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Zoom, and they'll be discussing their major fundraisers and family events for the spring. And that's all I got.
Mike, do you know which Panera? Is it Route 4 or Fairlawn, or it doesn't matter?
Probably, I don't know. I could find out. Okay, and after that's all said, is there any correspondence to anything? Nay. Old business? New business? This is great. Like to open the meeting to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, anyone from the public wishing to speak, talk? Oh, God. Okay, let me just say this. That's okay, Ms. Apgar. It's this one. Residents are requested to state their names, address, and subject matter. In the event it appears the public comment portion of this meeting may exceed 45 minutes, the presiding officer may limit each statement made by a participant to 5-minute durations. Issues raised by members of the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered and response will be forthcoming if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Specifically, comments regarding students and employees of the board are discouraged and will not be responded to by the board. Students and employees have specific legal rights afforded by the laws of New Jersey. The board bears no responsibility, nor will it be liable for any comment made by members of the public. Members of the public should consider their comments in light of the legal rights of those affected or identified in their comments and be aware that they are legally responsible and liable for their comments. Ms. Apgar. That's okay, young lady. Sure.
Couldn't have done it in an email.
Hi, Tara Apgar, 287 East Lanza Court. I know that Mr. Laurentino said that they could wear their gym uniform all day for the uniform, and I just want to clarify that leggings are not involved because the girls all wear them now for gym, and I don't know that that's going to be allowed or not allowed. It's not in the dress code policy if you read it, but they all wear them.
So at this point, the committee decided that leggings will not be permitted. It's not technically, in our current policy, it's not part of the PE uniform. So it should not be permitted. I will speak to the high school administration.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mike.
Thank you, Ms. Apgar. Okay. Anyone else? Ms. Pecoraro? Okay. I'd like to make a motion to close the meeting to the public. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're not going to close, right? Okay. Like to make a motion to adjourn. Well, anybody else have anything to say at all, or before we close it?
Just want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah, and I'll see you next time without one of these on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll see you on March 7th. Thank you so much.
I wanna stay.